Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final part of the Pandemonium playthrough, where we just jump straight back into our password. And thankfully, I think I was wrong about this, when you do enter a password, it preserves your hearts but not your lives. So if you had less than 3 lives before you entered a level, congratulations, now you have 3.
Oh, so it may be more convenient to just take a game over if you're at 0.
Yeah, maybe.
The phone booth disguise. It works for Clark Kent. It will work for me.
So, confession, I watched a video of someone playing this level correctly before I played it again. So,
I mean, people do that. It's not a big deal. You get tips. You look ahead to make sure you know what's coming and all that.
I'm only mentioning this though because, like, that's where I figured out how you could destroy the fire face things, but also it didn't really help for the last part of the level at all because the wind tunnel is a pain in the fucking ass, and um, I have no idea how you're supposed to time the last part of the level at all. The timing is ridiculously narrow. Anyway,
How narrow are we talking?
you'll see. You'll see.
I'll see.
Well, yes, because we're all watching the video. That's how.
Except
these
you,
things
Ted.
work.
You said you don't watch the video, so you.
I am watching the video. I didn't say that.
You
Watching and paying attention are two very different things, Ryan. All right.
You sure you're not playing Tetris or something?
Nope. You're jumping over a thing, and now you
I-
landed on the cracked thing, and now there's a glowy thing.
In this area, don't make the mistake of just letting yourself shoot directly upward the moment you hit that oh god damn it, that wind thing, because odds are the energy ball will pass underneath you, loop around, and then hit you on your own way up. So, little beginner's trap there. Anyway,
Didn't look too bad.
yeah, now that I know what I'm doing, oh god, it's the fire faces again. But I have the
So
projectile.
is this the same level?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Storm Temple again.
Okay.
Fuck Storm Temple.
Is it the last level in the game?
Yes, this is the last level. After this is the Wishing Engine, the final boss,
Okay.
the most random and out of nowhere final boss you'll ever see in any video game ever.
Well, I guess it makes sense for it to be tough if it's supposed to be the last level, but I guess from what I can tell, it's also very long, which is also.
It's actually not that long once you know what you're doing. I mean, we're almost 2/3 of the way through, I would guess. I'm mostly just taking my time
Okay.
trying to destroy all the faces so that I don't have to deal with them.
Oh, okay.
Like
Probably the smart thing.
the level takes maybe about 5 minutes if you know
Alright,
what you're
then
doing.
maybe it's not that bad. Because for me, levels that are short but have a lot of parts where I can die generally don't bother me as much as long levels where that might not have any one individual point that's as tough, but are longer and have more slightly hard things generally tend to give me more trouble because of the endurance element.
I'll tell you what though, this bit here, little tiny bit awkward. You can't get enough height going at it from the top. You have to come from the bottom and jump up into the wind tunnel. And then once you're here, the ceiling can ruin your jumps.
Yeah, it looked like the ceiling gimped your jump like at least twice there.
So I'm save stating all over the place in this level. Me stopping right there, that was me save stating. I clearly remember that.
What does the key you get for the up there open?
It spawns. He said it spawns the other key,
It-
which opens the door.
Yeah, it spawns the other
Oh,
key, and the
okay.
second key opens the door. They've been
So you have to get up. You have to find that area in order to beat the game.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that was just like a secret area.
The entire gimmick of the first 2 sections of this level is that you're going through areas that require 2 keys for you to open. The first key spawns the second key, and you have to find the first key, and then you have to rush to the end where the second key is waiting for you.
Oh, is the key on a timer?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
At least I hope
Okay.
not. But, now we're just dealing with the flying faces, and you know how I said how they make a nuisance of themselves with their frickin' Medusa head wavy patterns? Yeah, I just jumped back to a save state because, like, I'm not accepting 2 hits from those guys. No. I need all the hearts that I can get. That was actually a really good decision, in fact, because, the wishing engine is after this. And fuck the wishing engine. I need all the hearts I can get through this level with.
Well, theoretically, if you died at the wishing engine, you could just load the password from there and have more lives, right?
I could, but I didn't want to. I didn't. It's a lot faster to just hit the quick load button
Quick.
and go into the level from there. Oh, damn it!
You can see the squares of the background. It's bugging me out.
Oh, yeah, the squares on the cloud.
Oh yeah, the squares on the clouds. That's probably the emulator making it look jank. A lot of the
Probably, but
What's
it
weird is
weirds
that
me
they're
out.
not like they like make S's. I mean, this is a common thing for, games when they're played at a higher resolution than they should be, but it's like they're zigzaggy. It's not just like one solid line.
I like
going
how
on there.
this is such an automated sliding section that even if you push yourself up to the flattest, most horizontal part of it, the game will still force you to slide back down.
There's some parts like that in certain games, like even Mario Galaxy. If an area is determined as slippery, even if the floor is flat, Mario will slide around. Like in Honey Hive Galaxy, there's ways to get up on top of the big tree on the first planet, and the top of the tree is pretty flat. Like you should be able to just stand on it, but it's registered as a slippery surface because they don't want you to be up there. So if you do get up there, Mario just like kind of slides back and forth a whole bunch, and I find it amusing. It also takes like an hour to get up there if you don't know exactly what you're doing because of how finicky everything is. But that's the only people who are doing that are like, I want to see if I can beat Super Mario Galaxy without power-ups, or some shenanigans like that.
Self-imposed challenges, yeah.
Yeah, which have never really been my thing personally because
I mean, you can beat Galaxy 2 and never use the spring power up.
well, yeah, it's easier to beat Mario Galaxy 2 if you never use the spring power-up.
Yeah, I just find that really amusing that the few levels it's in that want you to use it, you don't have to use it if you're good enough.
Yeah, because the spring I don't think even really makes you jump any higher than normal. Like, I think the spring jump is about the height of a triple jump, if I remember correctly. Or at least comparable.
Not
So
exactly a
there's no reason-
triple jump, but you can achieve similar heights by combining triple jumps with stuff like wall jumps.
Or a triple
So,
jump spin, I'm
yeah.
sure. Really, the spring power-up is designed to make the game more challenging by making your control worse. Which,
Yeah. But also, back on topic, speaking of lack of control, we're in the wind tunnel section. And this is the answer to how tight the timing is.
Oh. What is flowing in the wind? Like, what is that?
I don't-
That's
Evil fish, I guess.
I don't know, ghost spirits or something. In any case, you're supposed to like go inside these doors so that they'll hold you in place. But like
That's annoying.
this next one you're supposed to get to is like between the wind the cyclones, and it's so hard to just be on the same horizontal plane as it.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because you can't just fall down.
Safe state.
Safe state.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Once you're inside, the thing will snap shut as the wind passes by. But if you're outside of it, you can't just count on it catching you. But anyway, the last wind tunnel forces you back. And there's this doorway that you need to jump through that's sliding open and closed. Based on the timing of it, it might just stop you in your tracks and cause you to die. So I picked a very good place to save state. Because this bit here is the last... It's the last challenge of the level. But, like, okay, the door itself is annoying. But once you get... Oh, fuck. That was just me messing up. Getting...
You jumped into the ceiling. and then-
Getting frustrated is what's happening here. But, like, once you're Oh. I tried to push jump. It didn't happen. Anyway, once you're past the door, once you're here, this shatters and that slows you down, and then the wind picks you up again. And
Does it push you more if you're in the air or if you're on the ground?
I think it's like the same. But like,
I'm trying to see if there's anything that you could. No, there doesn't look like there's anything that you could like push yourself with in order to keep yourself steady.
I almost
like if-
saved myself there.
Like if there was one box that was to the left on that platform, you would be able to like hold yourself there in the wind. Or what? Oh, damn! You just do not have enough time to make it to the
Yeah.
end.
That's what I was saying when I said the timing was atrocious and I don't know how to do it.
Then how did you do it?
We will see.
This is how I did it.
Got lucky.
Yeah, dumb luck. I landed on one of the platforms and had a head start on the next cycle. And there's the teleporter.
Hey,
Right
you
at-
did it.
Right after the timing puzzle. Ugh.
Gibdalki.
Good old Gibdolfki.
Anyway, it's time for the wishing engine, and I'll say right up front, I made way more attempts at this than I'm showing in this video. Way more attempts at this than I'm showing in this video. Ugh. Anyway, okay, so there's two things you need to do. The eyeball. Yeah, that's the final boss, just a random ass eyeball. Is sitting on that cannon and firing at random. Actually, you have to be absurdly unlucky for it to actually hit you with the cannon, but that's not an issue. You need to use these air blasters to blast yourself up and hit the little purple things. The only amusing thing about this boss is that the eyeball has this really, like, cartoony voice saying that he's gonna kill you so hard and stuff like that. Okay, but the actual gameplay, ugh. Okay,
So he doesn't. So he makes some cornea jokes, huh? Get it? Eh?
anyway, here's the thing. Okay, you need to use the cannon to hit the eyeball. He's never going to go back into the middle to control the cannon, but what he is going to do is go back and forth shooting energy balls in whatever direction he's going. I got lucky here and managed to point the cannon at a place where it would constantly hit him on his way back, but you can't just wait for him to die because the cannon runs out of ammo. And if the cannon runs out of ammo, you need to go all the way to the other side.
Is the target just where it's aimed at the
The
moment?
target is that floating bullseye.
Yeah, but that's just where it's aiming.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you have to touch the triangle thing in order to reload it.
Yeah, you have to touch the thing up there, and you can't do it between reloads either. You can't tactical reload in the middle and just keep it shooting. You have to wait until it's out of ammo and then run to the other side. And then you need to hit the button to get it firing. So the whole process is a bit clunky and hard to do anything with. Now here's the thing. You see how he's shooting energy balls at two different elevations here, one along the ground, one in the air. It's incredibly hard to avoid if you happen to be on the wrong side of him. But you see how some of them fly off the stage? Whenever he's shooting the energy balls at the cannon controls, it will hit you if you are standing on the cannon controls, but it will not loop around over the cannon controls. It will fly off the stage at that exact point. So I didn't figure this out until a way later attempt, but you can use the cannon controls themselves as a buffer to avoid his shots. The other thing, though, is that when he's looping around, when he first starts off, he only shoots on the upper elevation. When he starts shooting along the ground, that's a sign that he's almost dead.
Can you? I saw that he like went across the ground. Can you not duck in this game?
You can duck; it won't do anything to save you.
Well, it looked like when he was going across the ground, you got hit by like his little legs a couple times. It looked like you might have been able to duck underneath that,
You can't.
but you can't. Okay.
I'll tell you one thing you also can't do. You can't outrun him, and unlike with Hancho, I think his name was, the eyeball will not pause to hit you. It will just barrel straight over top of you. If you want to avoid the eyeball while he's coming at you, and you can't for some reason get to the other side of the controls, you have to use the air things to overshoot him, because not even Nikki's double jump gets high enough to jump over this guy. Now, the thing about the eyeball is that for whatever reason, he will always stop on top of the cannon controls and do a U-turn whenever he reaches it, like right there.
That's probably just where he's programmed to do one.
Yeah. The upshot is that he will be able to hit you if you're on top of the camera controls, but if you're on the camera controls and he's about to hit you, you can jump off to the opposite side, and you'll be fine. So,
So it looks like it's a lot easier once you figure out that he does a U-turn, because again, you can jump off and then go back right on, and you'll be okay.
Once you know what his movement patterns are, he's manageable, if not necessarily a good boss. But
why is he an evil eyeball, though? Because I remember, like, at the beginning, you read a book, and it did bad magic.
there's no actual villain to this game. The whole situation is you summon a demon, which is munching on your home village, and you need to go find the wishing engine to wish the demon away. The eyeball is just a random-ass guardian of the wishing engine. It's just the last line of defense. Like, he pops in the boss battle, and his voice actor says, "You want to make a wish, huh? Well, you have to go through me." And that's the entire introduction the eyeball gets.
He sounds like not the big Moon Knight, but the small Moon Knight who's with the big one. If anyone watched Aqua Teen back in the day.
Nope. Pandemonium 2 does have a bad guy of a sort, but more of an incidental bad guy.
How many times do you have to hit him in order for him to die?
I don't know. I lost count.
Okay.
Anyway,
Lots.
in Pandemonium 2, the setup is this. Okay, there's this magic comet that's the source of all magic, and there's this witch who happens to be trying to get the comet for her own power, and there's also these two idiots, Nikki and Fargus, who are also trying to get the comet for their own purposes, and they just sort of happen to stop the witch along the way. But depending on who you finish the game as, that character will take control of the comet, and Nikki gains phenomenal cosmic vixen powers and sails off into the galaxy as a giant sexy woman, and Fargus turns the universe into Fargus.
Like, he is the universe now?
The sun is Fargus, the flowers are Fargus, the trees are Fargus, the earth is Fargus. The only thing in the universe that is not Fargus is Nikki.
That's some Neon Genesis Evangelion shit going on there.
Well, it's kind of an extension of his ending in this game, really.
What happens in his ending in this game?
Well, you'll see at the end of this part, won't you?
But we're playing as Nikki.
Oh, well, there's only one ending in this game. I say his ending because it's the part of the ending that has to do with him, but...
Oh, okay. But there's a different ending for each character in 2.
Yeah, in 2 there's an FMV ending that plays if you beat the game as Nikki, and another one that plays if you beat the game as Fargus. That's just, I think, for who you're playing the final boss as, though.
Do they make
good.
Fargus more useful in the next game?
They give him, I think, the ability to throw the talking puppet stick as a projectile weapon.
This is something.
Well, it means he has a projectile weapon even when he doesn't have one of the power-ups, which is good because they're flimsy. Ugh. It's so irritating to get the cannon going and then not manage to hit the bastard.
It seems like to me that maybe the best place to aim the cannon would be near where the cannon control is.
That is actually where I'm going to deal the final blow.
Okay, yeah, because the way he moves, he's around that area. a little bit more often. Like here, when he comes back on the other end, you have a chance to hit him both on the way in and on the way out.
Well,
And then you can probably have enough time to aim it to the other side, but when he gets there. Oh, but he does change direct. Oh, I forgot he changes directions whenever you hit him, though.
yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. He pauses very briefly on top of the cannon controls. So it is actually slightly more likely that you'll hit it there.
Well, that's true.
Oh no, I need to reload again. Fuck.
Almost there, I think. Maybe.
It's a bit of a crapshoot as far as dealing enough damage to this
Wait,
guy to beat him.
there's something like modeled way above the cannon. It's like,
Yeah, that was weird.
what is that?
Might be part
Like
of
when
the
you went up
wishing.
really high on the
On the reload thing.
Yeah, there was a very.
Hey,
there
you
was-
got him.
Yep,
Oh, do you have to jump on the eye to kill it?
I think so. Anyway, the wishing engine has been activated, so let's make our wishes.
I wish for the most comfortable pair of underwear.
Hello.
Well, Fargus does make a couple wishes.
Let me handle this. Wish for a million wishes. Wish
So, like, he wants to see if the wishes will work, so he wishes for a chicken. It just flutters away.
just wanted to see if it would work.
The hand puppet, by the way, is sentient.
I wish Youngo was sent.
It's not just him talking at himself, it is sentient. Anyway, Nikki wishes for Youngo to be sent back to his dimension and for her home village to be saved. But it seems like they were sent back without their third wish. What a shame. Anyway, in order to save the village, the wishing engine just spins him around really fast until he barfs up the whole village. Everyone's fine.
We a team or what?
Yeah, you rock. I think the village looks
Anyway, they're like, yeah, weren't we supposed to have a third wish? And then Fargus is like, oh shucks, but you know, I kinda.
Oh, Fargus, what did you wish for?
I really wanted to
So,
play with the whole world.
Fargus wished that everyone back home
Everyone back
would be like him.
just like me.
Oh no!
Be careful what you wish for.
The demons was probably better.
We're gonna need another wish.
As the the end sign happens, you probably didn't hear it, but the puppet is like, I think we're gonna need another wish.
Well, I'm gonna have nightmares. All right, that's fun.
Anyway, for a moment I didn't realize that the credits were playable, but yes, you have to run through the credits, and no, the credits will not advance until you do. So these,
Okay.
it's really just like a straight shot that you can run through. They give you
Well, wait, there was a pit. Can you die in the credits?
no. You see those light paths that spawn beneath you as you pass over the pits. This section is mostly designed so that you should be able to hold right and just run. But occasionally, like, it doesn't quite line up and the invincibility runs out a little too soon.
I wonder if you can run out of health, and if so, what happens?
I don't know.
Like, can you beat the game and then run out of lives and then go back to the go back to the title screen? Because that would actually be great. Wait, somebody in this game was named G Money. Okay.
Well, in a fair number of
These credits are hard to read.
in a fair number of older games, people would be credited under aliases for one reason or another.
Yeah, but what if somebody's name was actually G Money?
Well, that would be weird. You would have to ask, for example, what were the parents thinking?
That their kid would be baller? Eh.
And there are a few places where you do need to do some active platforming in order to progress, like here, where you can't possibly run up that without assistance, so you need to use the bouncy pads to get where you're going.
No, this is definitely one of the more trippy credits I've seen.
It goes on longer than you would expect, and yeah, you get to spend some time as the
Was that
dragon.
guy? Was that actor's name Ted Poops?
It was Greg Proops, I think it was.
Oh, okay. That's an unfortunate name.
Also, this is the only time in the game, as far as I know, where the metal power-up and the dragon transformation happen at the same time. Apparently that's programmed into the game, but... you don't get it in any of the actual levels where it'd be useful.
I don't know, maybe it's just to make the ending feel more fun.
But after a while, they start repeating the same patterns, so it gets a little old. Like, I was kind of like glancing at the recording timer as I played through this, like, okay, that's fun, but when is this gonna end?
Playable credits sometimes have that feeling. Like, if they go longer than 2 minutes, then I'm starting to...
Get bored.
Yeah, like Rayman Legends and Origins have this problem where the credits are actually 15 minutes long. And as much fun as it is to beat up the letters in the credits, I can only do it for so long, and when you pass 3 minutes, I'm just done. So, no thanks.
Well, anyway, that was Pandemonium. A fun little old game with a lot of frustrating archaic elements in its later levels. Now, I bounced up and up here, and all I found was this weird N, and I had no...
This game has been brought to you by the letter N.
I had no idea what it was for at the time, and I couldn't figure out anything to do with it, so I jumped down. Do you want to know where the N comes up?
Here?
Yup.
Yeah, but...
Oh, Ian.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we had a the N sign in the FMV, but we had to have another one.
And it just ends. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's old games were like that sometimes. It's weird.
It's definitely something.
But that was Pandemonium. I hope y'all had fun watching it, and I hope you even have more fun picking it up on PlayStation Network and playing it, because it is worth playing. It's an old game, a bit obscure, but enjoyable, and certainly worth remembering.
So when are we get into the sequel?
Never.
Okay, then.